Hey, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to share 5 sales tips for online entrepreneurs. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Silas Haig and I share tips and tricks for anyone starting or running an online business. Now, you don't have to be a sleazy salesperson when it comes to making sales online. And these tips that I'm going to share with you will help you learn how to influence people into making decisions that are good for them. Now, you don't want to use these to try to convince someone to do something that isn't in their best interest or just something that isn't going to help them. But if you've got a product or a service that is genuinely going to help someone, it's your duty to sell it to them. So first things first, you want to start building connections before selling. Get to know the person you're selling to first. And then once you get to know them, share some things with them, they'll share some things with you. They start opening up a bit more. Ask them some questions so you can understand their problems. And then if you can actually help them, you can provide them with your solution, which is your product or your service. So that gets into tip number 1, which is emotional selling. But before I get into that, I want to show you a sales page that has examples of all these tips that I'm going to share, so you can see examples on the screen. And this is just from actually an amazing course that I took a while back. I've learned so much from this guy, Ryan Wegner, and he's actually just a decent guy and a great salesperson, but I'll save all that stuff for another video. So I'll just scroll down and show you, because this is a really good sales page, really effective. And I'm going to show you the first thing we're talking about is emotional selling, because people buy based on emotion, not based on logic. So on a subconscious level, you need to get them to make the decision to buy your product or service. And the only way to do that is emotionally. And then what will happen is basically on the conscious level, they'll use their logic to justify their buying decision. Now, all the things that you just saw, a lot of it was showing bonuses, all the stuff that's included, overcoming some of the objections, because this is a course, but this is all based on logic. And you need to get them emotionally invested through their pain points and their desires. And this is where this comes in. Imagine what life would be like. Because, as I said, we make decisions based on the pursuit of pleasure or the avoidance of pain. And if you can aggravate that pain point, worrying about paying bills on time, those kind of things, aggravating those pain points, and if you can touch on pleasure and get them to kind of imagine getting that pleasurable achievement, or get them to start thinking about how things could be, and then you can link all those pains and pleasures, and then provide the solution, which is your product or your service. Now, this can sound manipulative, and that's just the power of marketing and sales. And in the right hands, it can be really effective and be great for the buyer and the seller, because you're selling them something that you believe is really going to help them and change their life for the better. And make sure, just when you're doing this, that what you're selling actually provides genuine value to the people that you're trying to sell it to. So there's like a gap between their pain and the pleasure or the solution, and what you're selling will close that gap, bridge that gap between the pain and the pleasure. Sales tip number 2 is social proof. And this is just a great way to build trust. And you might have already seen this on the page. You've got some right here. There's a lot of student feedback. I'll just quickly skim through it because the videos will start playing. But it's just a great way to build trust. And if someone is on the fence about buying, seeing other people just like them that are talking about how it's worked for them, people might watch that and then think that if it works for all these normal people, then it might work for me. So they might actually, if you're selling them a course or something, they might put you on a bit of a pedestal that you've already got the success, and it won't work for them. It worked for you, but it won't work for them. But if you just show all these other normal people that are also achieving some results, then it just kind of instills that trust, and it might just help them make their decision. So, and if you don't have any social proof, the best way to do it is just kind of maybe reach out to people for free or offer discounts and just get some testimonials that way. And I've actually got into the habit of just screenshotting all social proof. That's everything. If it's just testimonials or reviews or any kind of feedback, and just screenshotting it all, because you never know when it might be useful or valuable. So get into that habit. Now, number 3 is money back guarantees. So as you can see here, there's a 60-day money back guarantee for this. Now, it basically just puts people's minds at ease when they're if they're thinking about making a purchase. And it just shows that you as the seller believe in what you're selling. So much so to the point where you're willing to put yourself on the line and say, look, if you don't like it, or if it's not for you, then I'll give you the money back. And it just kind of gives the customer a bit of a safety net. Now, it doesn't have to be 100% money back guarantee. It could be an action-based guarantee or something else. It just kind of, if someone's a bit hesitant to spend that money, but there's a guarantee in place, it might just kind of tip them over the edge, and because it's just reducing the risk for you there. And I would say that it will get you a lot more sales. And if it's just genuinely like actually helps people that you're selling, then you'll have a low refund rate and you'll probably make a lot more sales because of that trust that you've put in place there. Number 4 is scarcity. And this just encourages people to buy and to act now. And maybe you'll get something extra if you act quickly. Now, it was on this page somewhere that he sometimes has a banner that pops up, but he's got some extra bonuses for fast people that take fast action, people that act quickly and buy then and there. So if you buy then and there, then you'll get some extra bonuses for doing it. Now, as I said, this you can use them in your offers by all sorts of things like deadline timers, offering limited time things, or just fast action bonuses. But it is important not to use fake scarcity. Because if you just say like the price is going up tomorrow, or these bonuses are going away tomorrow, and then you don't actually make that change, they're just going to lose faith in you and just not trust your word then and in the future. Like they probably won't believe any future marketing efforts that they see from you. And it's basically just being a good person and actually doing what you say, because fake scarcity is one of those things that just kind of gives some people a bad name, and it just kind of adds to the sleaziness of it all because you're not doing what you say you're going to do. Now, number 5 is the law of reciprocity. And this is just one of the most important sales strategies in general, because when you might have heard people talking about providing value, value, and value just before you making a sale. And this is just based on the principle of reciprocity, because people will be much more motivated to buy from you if they've already received something of value to them, because then they know, like, and trust you a lot more. And it's just in our nature, as humankind, to want to do nice things with people who have been nice to us. And it's also in our nature to buy from people who have helped us in advance. So this is basically one of the reasons why you should never send a stranger to your sales page, because you haven't actually given the person any value whatsoever. So they're not going to feel obligated to buy. And this is why free lead magnets work really well, which is basically just giving something away for free in order to get in exchange for like an email address or something like that, and you can keep marketing to them. So something for free that actually provides a lot of value, they might think, wow, I got so much value from that thing that they provided to me for free. Just imagine how good their paid stuff must be. So just try to lead with giving away that value without hoping for the sale, because if you lead with actually trying to genuinely help them, because people will just see straight through it if you're providing value in order to just sell them straight away after. So keep that in mind. So they're the 5 tips that I have for you, and I hope if you implement some of these, you'll start making a lot more sales. So let me know in the comments if they helped. And if you want more tips and tricks like this, I've got a free Facebook page called the Young Freelancers and Solopreneurs Facebook group. And I just share a lot more of these kind of tips and tricks, and it's more of a kind of supportive community where we can have a lot more back and forth discussion. So if you want to join that, I'll leave a link in the description down below. Other than that, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in another video.